Welcome, Kleschka Crew, to week number 5 of Kleschka Picks. Before we get into my predictions, I would appreciate it if you guys would hit subscribe if you haven't already. The goal is 200K, and we're doing a giveaway when we hit 200K. So if you want that, hit that subscribe button, and you could possibly be in the giveaway. Right now, let's get started with week 5 of Kleschka Picks. Buccaneers and Bears playing in the Thursday game. The Bears, they looked pretty dang bad against the Colts last week. The Colts were very impressive defensively. Not the best game for Nick Foles' first start as a Chicago Bear. And the Buccaneers looked like they were dead in the water, but then Tom Brady remembered who he was, and he got them back and beat the Chargers. This week, I think the Buccaneers are riding on such a high. That chemistry is really starting to come together, and the Bears, they're riding on such a low from last week. So I think the Buccaneers are going to win this game. I think it'll be close. Final score, Buccaneers 27, Bears 20. Rams and the football team. The Rams beat the Giants last week in a low scorer, and there were some punches thrown after the game between Golden Tate and Jalen Ramsey. They have some history if you did not know that. Jalen Ramsey got Golden Tate's sister pregnant, and then he left. They got into a fist fight. There were some hard tackles in the game, but either way, the Rams ended up getting the victory. The football team, they lost to the Ravens. Are we shocked? The Ravens are so elite. I'm not really surprised at all. The football team, I don't really see doing anything really amazing this season. Dwayne Haskins has not been good, and Jared Goff and the Rams have been pretty solid and scoring high. Well, except for last week. This week, give me the Rams over the football team, 30-17. Raiders and Chiefs. The Raiders played a great one against the Bills last week, but they did take the L, and a lot of you are getting on me for going against the Raiders. Trust me, the Raiders have impressed me this season. They are not looking like the Raiders of the past years. They're looking way better. They're scoring high. They're being competitive against good teams, but they're just playing better teams than them right now. Josh Allen is looking like an MVP for the Bills, and this week they're playing the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs, they still won last week, but kind of in a stinker kind of way. Patrick Mahomes was definitely not the Mahomes we're used to seeing. The defense was the MVP of that game. And this week, I think Mahomes returns, and he's going to light it up with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and the whole offense is just going to go nuts. I think that the Chiefs will beat the Raiders 38-23. Cardinals and Jets. The Cardinals, what is going on with them? They lost to the Panthers last week after they started so hot in the first 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks have not looked so hot. Taking an L to the Lions. Now the Panthers, maybe their weakness is jungle cats. Who knows? The Jets, they lost to the Broncos. The Broncos were able to close it out. And even though they took an L, Sam Darnold had a very impressive run. I'll give them that. But this week, I think we see the return of Kyler Murray in his MVP form. He did really great to start the season. And this is a team where I think he's going to get back to that greatness. The Jets are looking very sad right now. So give me the Cardinals winning this one, 31-20. Jaguars and Texans. The Texans lost to the Vikings last week. They were oh so close to trying to tie it up late in the game. They got a touchdown, but then it was overturned and the game was over for the Texans. The Jaguars, they lost to the Bengals. The Texans, they're really struggling. They fired Bill O'Brien, and I think this is going to be another hard week for them. Minshew Mania has kind of been back and forth this season. Sometimes we're seeing those really hot Jaguars scoring high points, and then other times they just score nothing. I think this week they're going to get those high points, but it's going to be close with Houston, but I think they're going to struggle because they just fired their head coach. That offense is yet to really get going, but they've been playing a lot of tough opponents. So give me a close one. I think Jaguars beat the Texans 27-24. Panthers and Falcons. The Panthers, they beat the Cardinals last week. It was really a game for Teddy Bridgewater and Mike Davis. They dominated. Then you got the Falcons, who really did not dominate. I predicted it. I said they would never even have a lead against the Packers last week, and they didn't. They took the L. Aaron Rodgers is looking great this season, leading the Packers to an undefeated start. And this week, I think it's going to be another high-scoring battle. I think the Falcons are going to find their offense again, but I think they are not going to be a better offense than the Panthers. Last week, they impressed me. Robbie Anderson was also very good in that win for the Panthers, and I think this might be another one that the Falcons will blow. I think the Panthers will win 33-27. Bengals and Ravens. The Ravens got a win over the football team last week, and we finally saw one of those Lamar Jackson runs. We had gone this whole season without seeing one, and it felt so nice to see him take off and get into the end zone, just juking people out. It's great when Lamar Jackson is performing like that. And this was also great. Joe Burrow got his first one in the NFL over the Jaguars, heavily carried by Joe Mixon. This week, going up against the Ravens, I don't think you're getting your second win, Joe Burrow. The Ravens, they are so good all over. Their defense is solid as well. So give me the Ravens winning this one, 36-23. Steelers and Eagles. The Steelers were supposed to play the Titans last week, but COVID struck the Titans. So the Steelers did not play, counted as their bye week. And the Eagles, wow, they beat the 49ers. They shocked me. I couldn't believe it. But the Steelers are riding on such a high this season. With their defense, they got Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt, who are great leading the line and the secondary. Those guys alone can just captain that defense. The offense, with James Conner performing at his best, is looking amazing. Juju is keeping up the TikTok trends all day. And then you got a veteran behind all of them with Ben Roethlisberger. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this one, 27-20. Bills and Titans. The Bills got that win over the Raiders last week. Josh Allen continues to look great. And the Titans, they had their bye week. Like I said, they were supposed to play the Steelers, but COVID struck the team. So that counted as their bye week. Now that game will be played on week 7 or 8, I believe it is, this week. I really don't know what to think. The Titans have not impressed me. Even though they are playing good right now, their offense has looked very shaky. And on the other end, we have Josh Allen, who's been performing like an MVP. The way the Titans offense is kind of doing well, but it really isn't. I think Josh Allen is just going to continue to look like an MVP type quarterback, and they are going to win this one in a close one. It's going to be 31-24. Dolphins and 49ers. Not going to lie, the Dolphins had me on my seat because it was oh so close against my Seahawks, but they did take the L, and the 49ers also took an L. This team is riddled with so many injuries. Against the Giants, that didn't really faze them. But then when they played the Eagles, it definitely showed. And this week, I don't know how to feel because the 49ers still can't get it done with their run game. In Miami, has been keeping themselves in games. So I really am thrown off by Miami. And I really don't believe it. But this week, I think the strong running game for the 49ers will show up. And I think it will help them get to that victory against the Dolphins, 30-20. Patriots and Broncos. The Patriots took an L to the Chiefs last week. That game was so low scoring. And I couldn't believe it because Patrick Mahomes is on the other end. So you think he's going to light up the world. And then you got the Patriots who did not have Cam Newton. So you're like, all right, they're going to struggle. But they stayed in it. It was very low scoring, very defensive battle. And this one really shut it down for the Patriots right here when Tyrann Mathieu got this pick and took it to the house. And the Broncos, they won against the Jets last week. Melvin Gordon was able to shut the door on them. Cam Newton or not, I think the Patriots are the better team. They got the better offense easily. Denver has a little bit of injuries, and that's going to hurt them for this season. So give me the Patriots over the Broncos, 27-16. Giants and Cowboys. The Giants, they looked absolutely horrendous last week. Daniel Jones and that offense did not really get going ever, and they took an L to the Rams. The Cowboys also took a big fat L to the Browns, who absolutely went off on them. Cowboys, they got the talent. They got Zeke. They got Dak, Amari, CD. So I think they got the way better offense. I think they've just been getting a few bad end of the sticks in the previous weeks. The Giants, they're just getting the bad end of the stick every week, honestly. So give me the Cowboys 33-17. Browns and Colts. The Colts beat the Bears last week. A great defensive display by that team. And the Browns, oh my goodness, the Browns almost put up a 50 burger on the Cowboys. Odell Beckham Jr. absolutely went off. He had touchdown passes thrown to him by Jarvis Landry. You love to see that. That is absolutely beautiful. If you don't know, those two are like best friends. They both went to LSU, and now they have found themselves playing on the same team in Cleveland. That's got to be a great feeling. And this week, they've been scoring so high. The Browns' run game has been strong. Nick Chubb did go down for them in last week's game, but right behind him, you got Kareem Hunt, who's also been solid this season. And the Colts, I don't think their defense will slow down this hot offense. So I think the Browns will beat the Colts 38-24. Seahawks and Vikings. My Seahawks picked up the win against the Dolphins last week. They had me pretty nervous, but we were able to close the door late in the game, get some late touchdowns, and seal that victory against them. The Vikings got their first win over the Texans. Russell Wilson has been leading an MVP type of year so far. I think we're going to see that MVP form return this week. Seattle offense return to its glory this week. The defense, not as glorious as we have seen in past years with the Seahawks, so they're going to give up points, but I still think Seattle wins over Minnesota 34-24. Chargers and Saints, the final game of the week. The Chargers, they lost to the Buccaneers last week, but honestly, I thought Justin Herbert had it early on. He looked great in this game, but they were not able to close out. The defense let Tom Brady get hot, and he just kept going and brought the Buccaneers back. And then you had the Saints, who beat the Lions. Early on, they were like, all right, you can have a few touchdowns. And then Drew Brees was like, all right, here I come. Here's Drew Brees. This week, I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be close. Herbert looking great. Drew Brees, a veteran elite quarterback. I think it's going to be a great one to watch. Saints offense and their chemistry throughout the years. I think they will beat the Chargers 31-27. Thank you so much, Kleschka Crew, for watching week 5 of Kleschka Picks. If you made it to the end of this video, leave your favorite moment from week 4 down below. And remember to hit that subscribe button. It's free. Once we get to 200K, we're doing a big giveaway. Trust me, I know you guys are going to like this one. So let's get to 200K. Let's go. And remember to tell everybody else to subscribe if they haven't already. I got this, and I will see you next time.